When I finally reach our charming hotel, I'm feeling damper than a fish's armpit, but thrilled to get to the end of the day. I say, this is seriously posh. I heartily recommend, the A487 down to here in Talyllyn. It's a great road. Anyway, we're lucky enough to stay here in the little hotel here, right on the water's edge, and then tomorrow we'll take in the views and then see a lovely chap about a steam train. Have you had a lovely day, Hamish? Been on an adventure?
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking forward to getting in, warming up, but it's nice. I think it's been beautiful, yeah, it's a good day.
Sorry, you're looking forward to getting in and warming up. You've been in a warm car all day. I'm the man who's soaking wet. If you fancy a bike ride, come to Wales. When it's dry. Next morning, it's still pretty misty in them there hills, but I'm pleased to say it's not raining yet. Today's destination is the Talyllyn Steam Railway, but before I get going, I need to have a little tinker with Mavis, who got rather damp yesterday. Well, good morning from Talyllyn Lake. I think that's the right pronunciation. Hey, look at those two, eh? Who needs your smoked salmon and scrambled eggs for breakfast when you got a cup of coffee and a funnel? So just before we go and see the guys on the steam railway, I just thought I might have a little tinker with our Mavis, okay? Because last night she got a little bit damp. Now with these old bikes, the trick is to check the magneto, because without the magneto, life gets, well, shall we say, rather static. Just in here, yeah, I'm just going to flick this out, and I'll put my glasses on most especially so I can see what I do. Oh look, no water at all in there. Look at that. Now last night you can see the witness mark here of where the water was, which meant that Mavis didn't start properly. But with a little clean off like that, pop that back, she should be a wizard this morning. My second task is to check the oil. Unlike some classic bikes, Mavis doesn't drink it like it was going out of fashion, but best to keep her fully topped up. Could you just do me a favour and just hold that, mate? If that's okay, please, please, please. Yeah, just do that. Just a little dribble. There we go. I actually never ever, and it's probably wrong, but I never ever check exactly how much should go in. I kind of feel it, really, on old bikes, and that's probably horribly wrong, but that's just the way, you know, I roll, really. Hey, look, there we go. Mavis is all ready to go now, hopefully. Hopefully she'll start. And we've got about a 5-mile ride up the valley to get to the railway. And I'll tell you what, I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Coming up, I realise a childhood dream. Oh, yes! And then get all philosophical. I'm not a number, I'm a free man! I'm in Wales, riding the roads and seeing the sights. My next destination is the Talyllyn Railway, where I'm hoping to spend the day playing Casey Jones. It's a short 5-mile trip from last night's hotel, but what a great way to start the day. Beautiful roads, beautiful vistas, perfect riding. My escort, in case you're wondering, is Mike, one of the mainstays of the railway. Being a man of good taste, he too is a biker, and after I get to play on the railway, he's going to show me a few of his favourite roads. First though, some heavy metal of a different kind. So who have I got to see? Chris?
Got to go and see Chris, he's down there.
All right.
And I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, do that, mate. We'll go for another little ride.
Brilliant.
Hey, you've got to have a hat on. See you in a bit, mate. Got to have a hat on if you're talking steam, huh? Now, welcome to the Talyllyn Railway, probably one of the most beautiful in the whole of the UK. And I'm going to go and meet Chris, the governor. Chris, how are you, mate?
How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice ride over here, let me tell you.
Let me come and show you steaming.
Yeah, let's do it. The Talyllyn Railway is another unique bit of Britain's industrial past. Built originally to transport slate from local quarries to ports on the coast, it shut down in 1947, only to reopen a few years later as a tourist attraction, which today carries tens of thousands of visitors every year. If you think you spot a few familiar faces, don't be surprised. Talyllyn was the inspiration for Reverend Audrey's famous Thomas the Tank Engine books. Including Chris, there are 12 paid employees, but nearly all the work is done by volunteers.
So this is the first heritage railway, or first preserved railway, and it's started a movement now that's around the world, and it's all seminal from this point.
God, how many volunteers today do you have?
570 registered. Fortunately, not all here at once. We'd be in trouble if they were.
But, you know, the toilet facilities and that kind of stuff would be...
But the railway is also supported by nearly 4,000 members of the society.
You see, for me, right, it's wonderful for them to actually be able to come to a place like this and immerse themselves in their passion.
Oh, it's superb. It's giving something back, because the volunteers work on the railway to share their passion with the people who pay to travel. There is not a concept of people doing it just because they're taking their wages home.
Hey, now look, the one thing you can't do sitting at home is smell the glorious smell of steam and coal. And can we go into the shed?
Yeah, we'll go and have a look around.
The Talyllyn Railway owns 6 locomotives, each one a living, steaming bit of railway history. Now tell me about this little baby.
This was built in 1866, it's 150 years old next year. This was a type of engine. If you look, it's actually a Fletcher Jennings patent.
Okay.
So it was a patented type of steam engine, but it was the only engine built for this gauge at 2'3". So it is effectively a unique steam engine built for this railway.
Keeping 19th century steam engines on the rails isn't easy, so next door there's a huge barn of a workshop, which makes my own humble shed at home look like a Hornby model. God, I just want to move in, basically, man. Can I bring a bicycle in here, a motorbike in here and tinker?
Oh, well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, really?
No.
That's got to be
Mine's
good.
certainly been here before now.
Has it?
It's
Really?
He's been hanging off the hoist before now.
Has it? God, it's just, you can feel the history here.
Well, it is. I mean, this is what it was for. It's always maintained the railway in this building. It always has. That's nothing else.
It's fantastic to get behind the scenes, hear about the history and see everyone putting so much love into their work. But truth be told, this is not really why I've come here. The real reason is a bit more selfish, but I hope it's going to be a lot of fun. Ah, here she comes, Chris. Hey, what a lovely sound.
You get used to it when you see it every day, but it's still lovely.
I'll tell you what, even as a kid, I've dreamt of driving a steam locomotive. And now I can. First though, time to fuel up with a bit of the black stuff. Now, unlike a diesel engine, well, obviously you just press the button, off you go. Before we get moving, Simon's got to put some coal in. Simon, are you all right there, mate? It's a shame there isn't a spare shovel, but that's okay. I'll just wait. Simon has topped her up with 140 gallons of water, and Malcolm has given her a final squirt of engine oil. It's showtime. Chris, right, I'm on the foot plate.
Up you go, mate.
Now! Handbrake coming off.
I'll put it backwards, because we're just going to start backwards. You can have the honour of blowing the whistle. I think you should do that one if you pull that.
Mate, okay.
Give that a good pull.
Ready?
Towards you. There we go.
Can I do that again?
Do you want to do it again?
Oh, yes.
And away we go.
Okay.
We just take it out. It's a bit like a clutch on a motorbike. You take it to the point where there's a bite and you start hearing that steam, and then you just build it and give it a bit more, and away we go.
Chris does the honours getting the loco out of the yard, and then finally he gives me the nod. My turn. I've waited 51 years for that. Don't tell anyone my age then. Okay, so what do?
Take that one all the way off. You'll hear a push of a steam. There we go.
Okay, that's off.
Yep.
Okay.
Lower the whistle to let them know we're going.
Okay. Cool.
Right now, just bring it slowly towards you, and you'll hear a click.
Slow.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wait now and see what happens, and then back it off a bit. Like a pro.
All that like that?
Perfect.
It's my feather-like touch, Chris. That was amazing. Over the years I've driven tanks, tractors and trucks, but nothing with the sheer weight of this. All right.
You have to remember it's a very old bit of kit, this.
Thanks so much, mate. We're at the sign, here we go. I've driven my first locomotive.
What can I say?
Chris, I've got to tell you, that was just fantastic.
Well, we'll do it again.
Do you know what's wonderful about it as well? It's just the heat of it all and the noises.
This is an external combustion engine.
Internal, external, whatever. I just love it. After a quick lunch at Talyllyn Wharf Station, I head back to the yard to let the next passenger train come in. I'm a pro now.
I know,
I've
you've got
been
it
one way.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm even worrying. Why should I even worry?
I could keep on playing with this supersized train set all day long. But I've got a hot date with Mike and the other bikers from the railway, so time to move on. What do you reckon?
That's perfect. Well done, mate.
You don't know how much that means to me.
You don't know how nervous that was for me.
Oh, don't be like that. That's so unfair. If you ever get the opportunity, do yourself a favour and come and spend the day here. You won't be disappointed. Now, Mike owes me a ride this afternoon, and I found out that Chris is a biker as well, so we thought we might just go for a little cruise. Though Chris, Mike and their railway mates share a common taste in vintage trains, their taste in vintage bikes is much more eclectic. Mike owns a customised Suzuki Calf Racer. Boss man Chris is on a Triumph. But after that, it all gets much more weird. Today Simon is riding a Honda monkey bike borrowed from Mike. And Steve is buzzing after us on his very own 1960s Vespa. It's more Weird Bunch than Wild Bunch. So what inspired Mike to start monkeying around?
I bought that monkey bike in 2001 and I used to use it to ride to work every day and then decided it needed a holiday.
Yeah.
So tarted it up and now it just comes out when it's not raining.
But more importantly, Simon, what was it like to ride?
Oh, I've not ridden anything like that. It's so skittish. Tipped it in, he didn't think you're going to throw you off any minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a pleasurable experience?
It was a different experience. I normally ride old British stuff and I did once put my foot on the brake to try and change gear.
And as for Steve's 1960s Vespa? Now, have you done serious mileage with that or not?
I've done 22,000 miles on that one since 1992, since I bought it.
That's unbelievable, 22,000 miles on a Vespa. Are you crazy, Steve?
Probably. They'd say so, the other end of the wall there, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll come on to that in a minute. But why Vespas for you?
I've been brought up with them. My dad had them. He helped start the Veteran Vespa Club.
So that's the only one you've got?
No.
Oh, right.
14 others in the family.
So if you're wanting a Vespa, you know where to come. And if you want some great riding, I hope you also can see that West Wales is the place to come. The climate might not be perfect, but the roads easily make up for it. So do you boys go out riding continually?
There's one advantage of living in a rural community in that when the weather's nice, you've got, 60-mile-an-hour roads at the end of your drive and you go and you ride them and it's just an absolute magic playground to live in. And there's nothing worse than owning a big engine bike and going around at 30 mile an hour in the centre of a city. It'd be incredibly frustrating as far as I'm concerned.
No, surely. I mean, obviously what we've been trying to do, as I keep saying, is give you a flavour of what the roads are like here in Wales. But whether you're riding a sports bike or a race replica or a classic Venom like Simon, it's all happy days here, isn't it, mate?
Happy days.
For the final leg of my journey up the coast to Port Merion, I'm sad to say that I'm on my own, and even sadder to say that the grey skies are following me. On the other hand, the twisty roads are still a great ride, and when the vistas open up, they're as lush as ever.